I feel like I'm the kite.
Oh, you are the kite.
And you're like, all right, let's pull her out of the clouds a little bit. Oh, there's no wind today.
Happy chaos, that's our song. Loud and wild, but where we belong. Life's a sermon, love's the first. Blessings big and a little reverse. Happy chaos, yeah, bring it on.
Welcome to Happy Chaos, where we...
I love it too much. Why? Why do you always move my coffee? I need it front and center. I need it so bad. I've got like 40 mugs, and so I need to show off. In fact, I was looking at my mugs this morning when I was getting this, and I'm like, I need some more cute ones.
More.
I'm going to have a little coffee bar.
She didn't say I need to
studio.
exchange. I need to trade out.
I'll trade out some. There's some in there that
She
nobody uses, and I don't use.
Her word was very direct. I need more. I need more cute ones.
I need a cute mug that says Chaos Coordinator. Or Happy Chaos. I should make a Happy Chaos mug.
We have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
We haven't been messing with that much. I'm trying to work on that too.
But welcome to Happy Chaos, episode 44.
Is it really 44?
44.
Wow. More episodes than our age.
Maybe we'll be in our new studio for 50.
Why are you whispering like that?
That's
We
6
have-
weeks away, so let's make that happen. That'll be like our reveal.
Oh, I think we can totally do that.
I think so too.
We have super fun things to talk about. Do we?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Kelly, widow,
I'm Justin.
widower, remarried,
That's
well,
right.
married after being widowed, and over a year ago.
Yep, that's right. We've been married for a year and a month and a couple of days.
Yeah.
Almost a year and 2 months.
And this is February 3rd.
Are we still able to count in months? Because I think with babies, you get to count in months till like 18 months. I don't really
I
hear
think we
anybody be
can.
like 20 months. That feels like they just, at that point, you say a year and a half.
Yeah, 18 months is the cutoff. Although, yeah,
I mean, I see clothing that says like 24 months.
right. Which why don't you just say 2?
Well, I
Like,
guess
what's
they
the
do say
difference between
2T.
24 months and 2T?
I don't know. Well,
But this is the month of love.
Oh boy, we are in for it. We better have hearts and flowers.
All month long. It's going to be that.
Hearts
So,
and flowers and
yeah.
necklaces and chocolates and
Right? It's the month of love. It is a very special month. Love is in the air.
I feel like we're reversed. I feel like you're super talkative and I'm
Not.
I don't feel like I'm not. I just every time I go to talk, I'm like, and I pause.
Maybe I keep cutting you off.
No, I don't think that's that. I don't mean you're cutting me off. I just meant that I don't know. I feel like you're in a very
Lovey mood.
she's in a loving mood. She woke up in a loving mood. And so it's because it's the month of love.
It is the month of love.
The month of February that houses Valentine's Day and her birthday
Yep.
in the same week. But she's not 43 yet.
I'm not 43 yet. And be lucky you're not Jonathan, because he had our anniversary in between all of that. It was Valentine's Day, anniversary, next day my birthday.
Did y'all just take a whole week?
I pretty much did. And when I used to tell him, he's like, well, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I just want your time. Like, I want it to be all about me and you spending the entire day together for my birthday, for our anniversary.
That's where she lives. That's where she lives.
I said, I don't need anything else.
Kelly and I can spend the entire day together. And then if I have to do something, the problem is once you tell Kelly this is what you have to do, that's when she doesn't like it. And then it becomes a challenge to see, do we have to do it? Do we have to do it today? Kelly is blessed to have someone who is very rigid in her life, because I don't know, she would live in the clouds if it wasn't for me.
For sure. I think the Lord knew what he was doing when he gave you to me.
That's the way that when I say that like opposites attract, that's the way that you and I are
I
opposite.
feel like I'm the kite.
Oh, you are the kite.
And you're like, all right, let's pull her out of the clouds a little bit. Oh, there's no wind today.
That is not even it. Okay. I don't even, today's episode's going to be interesting because we asked you all last week for some questions. We said, just give us some Q&A questions. I knew that was an open-ended deal. One interesting thing that happened was we put that on Facebook on a story, and answers did come through, or questions came through for us to answer. They are gone.
We cannot access them.
Yeah.
And I know people have told me personally, are you going to answer my question on the podcast? And I'm like, I haven't received your question.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened there. Probably our fault for putting it as a story. Some of those notifications we just have to turn off because we get so many. And so I guess somewhere in there, I've probably turned something off, and then, we weren't able to see them directly as they were coming through. And I thought they would be archived, but they're not.
No.
And so the only questions we have are what you left us on
the comments.
On the comment section. That's the only place that we have those.
So we'll get
questions.
to those, but I'm going to read some comments first, and then we'll get to those questions, because this episode was supposed to be all about the questions.
Yeah.
And since we cannot find them,
If you want, I'll just make up questions for you. Just look back on old episodes and tell me. We'll just go through some of our names of our listeners, and I'll just make up questions for you. And we'll just.
Yeah.
It's like when your parents, when you go, like, you get, birthday gifts for mom, and so dad gets birthday gifts for mom, and then the kids get to put a name on it.
yeah.
It'll be like that. I'll just ask you a question, and then we'll answer that. So, Jody, watch out. You thought you've been messing with me?
Oh, you're coming back for her.
Oh, yeah. Today it's your questions that we're going to answer. That's fine.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, so we do have some fun stuff. So I think we're going to take today and we're going to just read some of your all's comments from last week. And then we want to talk with you all a little bit, too, about, what's happening on the podcast, what's happening with the ministry. We've just got
Big, exciting things.
Exciting for us. You guys might be like, okay, that's kind of lame.
Oh, they're going to love it.
I think you're going to love it.
Yeah.
I think.
I know.
Kelly knows.
Yeah.
And do you have comments on that one and on the other? So you got to go to both? Okay.
Yeah, and so I think we mentioned it last week that we're switching everything to the Pastor Justin Walker. We're back to that.
Yep.
Because we tried to make Happy Chaos the channel take off, and
I know.
failure to launch.
Right. We're just learning. We're just learning
We just
stuff.
have followers that have a comfort zone, and they're like, I like where we've been.
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so let's read some comments first. I think all of them are displayed. Tara Miller, only one buggy shopping cart with all the hills in Kentucky parking lot. It's hard to hold on to both, and you'll end up having to chase one down. That's my experience. Tara, I would be mortified if I had to chase a cart down. I've had one cart, because I only do one cart, and I've had to chase it down because I'll be like lifting something out of the cart to go put it in the back, and I turn my back and it's rolling. And so I was like, oh my gosh, no.
I've seen you do that, and I'm like, I always wonder because I'm always guarded. I position the cart in such a way that if I can feel like, oh, this might try to roll, then I try to put my body between the cart and the direction it could roll, and then I unload. And Kelly doesn't do that. I've watched you put the cart. She just like willy-nilly, she just rolls it up. I mean, it could be to the side of the car, it could be behind. There's never
it's always behind, but it's because I have to lift a huge case of water usually every time from the bottom. And so you can't have it up against the car because then you can't get the thing of water out. But lately, I do it differently, and I point the front of the cart to the corner of the bumper so it doesn't hinder me from opening the gate, and it's pressed up against the car so it won't roll anywhere.
I'm telling you, my experience with Kelly is that I always think to myself, she just leaves that cart halfway out in the middle of the drive.
I do not.
I always think that. Every time I'm like, she is leaving that cart way out there. And I'm always trying to be like cautious, like making room for other people. And I just feel like Kelly's like, wham, throw it. That's a little exaggerated, but I feel like you just kind of like push it wherever it goes. And you're like, let's get it from there.
That's not even true.
That's what it feels like.
And you only went to the store with me like once, so I don't even want to hear
That's not true.
it.
That's Kelly exaggerating. We spend a whole day together. And if
Do you
one
want to go to the
thing.
grocery store with me today? I have to get a few things.
No, I don't want to go to the grocery. I hate going to the grocery.
But it's the month of love.
I guess I'm going to the grocery later. If you all see us at the grocery store today, and then you see this episode, you'll go, I saw him there.
Yep.
He fell for it again.
Yep.
Laura Duran, she said, I really enjoyed this podcast. Marriage is a lot of hard work, but also so rewarding. It was God's idea from the start, and that's why Satan fights so hard to distort it. I totally agree with that. What? Oh, we don't want to read that question yet. We'll read that.
Yeah.
We'll read that in a little
So
bit.
she's got 2 questions for us that we'll read here shortly.
Yeah, so we'll do Q&A, and we would still love to do a Q&A with you all. We just need to better...
Set it up better.
Yeah, we need a better way.
Yeah, I think that we need to direct the messages somewhere else, and so...
Yeah, we'll work that out. But Laura, I totally agree with you about what you're saying about marriage and how hard Satan works to distort marriage. And that's why, when we talk about like the sanctity of marriage, we're so passionate to say, it's a whole package, and there's attacks coming, there's shots being fired from all kinds of directions, whether that's, well, I don't want to get into too much to the morality side of that, but that's why there's so much immorality surrounding the things that should be sacred for marriage.
Yeah.
But there's so much immorality that surrounds them. I totally agree. I think the enemy is trying to destroy what God established. I think I might have said this in the last episode, but it's true. The first time that God ever said it is not good. You ever thought about that? Like this, God creates the sun and the moon. It's good. Light and darkness, it's good. He creates, the land and the sea, and it's good. And he creates the animals and the plants, the plants and the animals, and it's good, it's good, it's good. Everything he creates is good, it's good. The first time you ever hear God say it's not good, it's when he says it's not good for man to be alone. Mm-hmm. And for that reason, I'm going to make him a helper. We're going to make him a helper. And so marriage is... Yes, it's God's idea, but it's I would say that it's God's design. Yeah. It's his design that we have a partnership. That's the way that we were made, to have a male and female partnership, this one-to-one partnership. We're wired for that. Yeah. And so, don't misunderstand me. There are some people, and the Bible even speaks of it, there are some people that the Lord didn't really make for marriage. He made some people to be able to be alone and to serve in the kingdom in that way. But I think that even in that, that should be very specific and purposeful. And Paul said it this way, if you'd rather marry than burn. Rather marry than burn with desires, is how Paul said it. So totally agree with you, Laura.
Totally agree with that. All right. Catherine Cece says it's hard to take words back once they're said. A little space can be good. It is hard to take words back, Catherine. You can't take words back. And I don't need a little space, but I can respect space, and I can respect the need to.
You're learning to respect space better.
Catherine, here's the thing, okay?
You started this, Catherine. We were having a good morning. We were doing just great.
No, here's the thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like, you say words are hard to take back once they're said, but why are those words coming out in the first place? Like, why would somebody get so mad that you say those words? I just don't agree with that. And I kind of see it.
Oh, I think you would be, we all do that. Everybody does that. We say things that we don't quite mean, even if
in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, and even if it's inadvertent. I think something else that I would look at there is like sometimes you're trying to communicate your frustration or you're this or whatever, like you're trying to communicate.
And it comes out all wrong.
And it comes out the wrong way, and then someone's going, well, when you said that, you're actually saying this. And then you're like, no, that's not the way I meant it. But even at that, it's hard to take those words back, and it's hard to redirect, especially once feelings have been hurt. And so I totally agree that I think it's hard to take words back. As a matter of fact, I would say it's impossible to actually take them back.
Yeah.
I mean, the best that you can have is that you love somebody and they love you, and you're willing to forgive each other for the things that were said.
And they live with people like, I know in my childhood, people have said things that have stuck with me.
Oh.
And just, you can't get them out of your head. And
I mean, to this day, I'm have things that I've kind of heard my whole life that people have said to me
Yeah.
that really really stick with me, both positive and negative.
Yeah.
So go the other way with that. Sometimes the gesture of a positive
Yeah.
statement can stick.
yeah, I would agree with that.
By looking at somebody and telling them that they've done a good job, or that you're proud of them. How hard is that sometimes for us to do? Shouldn't be, but it is. We feel, I don't know, we feel goofy or we feel awkward. But I mean, you remember the times that somebody looks at you and goes, "I'm really proud of you."
I don't ever
that.
want to be patronizing. Is that how you say it? Patronizing. That's my insecurity when I go to say something to somebody. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm proud of you, especially you. I'm proud of you. And I feel like I'm talking to you like you're my little boy and I'm proud of you. But it's not like that. I'm trying to be like, I'm so proud of you. And so I think there's that.
I think, yeah, I mean, that just comes down to like maybe tone and intent, when you speak to somebody, because I totally see what you're saying. I mean, if I, there would be, especially like if I think about like maybe men, like older men, I don't feel qualified to be the one to say, well, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Because then it makes it sound like somehow, I don't know.
You're up here.
Yeah, I'm superior, and I'm saying like,
Yes,
oh, like you said, like
exactly.
I'm really proud of you, man. Like you weren't doing good before, and I could see that, but now I can see that you are doing good. And I know that's not how I would mean it, but see, that goes back to that.
Yes.
Words are complicated, y'all.
See, welcome to my world, Shore.
If you said sure is complicated, I could agree with it. You say sure is bad. Sure is never bad.
Then why is it complicated?
It's at best it's complicated in the sense that you could use it to say like, I'm uninterested. I'm in agreement with you. It can be an uninterested. But
you heard it here first, folks.
But if the person that you're talking to, if you know
But if
that
it's a text.
even in a text, honey, here's what I would say to Kelly. If y'all don't know this, we have a little ongoing run on the word sure. We haven't talked about it on here for a little bit, but Kelly does. The other day I said to her sure, like it comes up as a response text, and I just was trying to move fast, and I clicked it, and I literally wrote her.
He has PTSD, so he's like,
the next thing I wrote was like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say sure. Yes, I absolutely want to." Because in my mind, sure means like sure thing. Yes, I totally want to. And only if I am talking to someone and I can use my inflection to make it known that I am being sarcastic, sure. Like that would be the only time that I would do that, because otherwise I don't want my text to be misread. And so I'm always cautious about like trying to say specifics when I'm writing. So if you text me and I say sure to you, I mean sure. Like that's affirmative. Kelly doesn't see it that way.
no, and I lost this one anyways with our happy
I
chaos folks. So.
Yeah, they were like, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
There was a few of you that think it's bad. But I think that's the overthinkers.
For sure.
I think the overthinkers see words like sure or
Yeah.
a period or,
Or one-word sentences.
yeah, one-word answers. It's like the shorter the text, the more rude you take it. Like the more offense you take to it. Like
They make literal memes about people like me.
okay, okay.
Do you even want to go out then?
Yeah, right.
And he's on the other side going, oh,
Yeah,
sure. I'd like to go out. I love it so much. All right. Now we're switched over to, we were reading from Happy Chaos. Now we're reading from Pastor Justin Walker. Cam Vinup says, nothing wrong with a younger man, Kelly. He's 1 year younger than me, Kama.
Oh.
1 year.
Oh, we're 2 years.
We're one. What year were you born?
Okay. How old are you?
What year were you born?
How old?
1984. I was born in 1983.
How old am I?
41. How old am I? 42. He's going to try and answer otherwise, but I'm 42. If I need to break out my birth certificate, I
How
will.
old are you in 2 weeks?
From today.
How old are you in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks, I will be 40.
Wasn't that hard? You'll be 43. I'll be 41. And that is 2 years apart.
No, if you go by our birth year, and we are 1 year apart.
I mean,
83, 84.
if we were teaching our daughter math and I said 43 minus 41, what's in between? What's the difference? She would say,
1. So, on to the next one.
well, we can't homeschool math anymore.
Oh, goodness.
Let's see. Lisa Milton. She said, "I'm with you, Pastor Justin and Kelly. And by the way, my husband of almost 31 years married is younger than me too. See, we got 2 on the younger crowd. That's a common thing. I think once you get a certain age, I mean, what does it matter if you're 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? I mean, when you're talking the difference of in your 30s, when you're 35 and somebody's 40, what's the difference?
Yeah, I would say that for 35 and 40.
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, I guess you get to a point where it could become awkward.
Yeah, like when I was 40, before you asked me to be your girlfriend, I had a 29-year-old pursuing me. That's weird.
A 29-year-old man pursuing you?
Yes, that's weird.
I just take that as a compliment.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying he's weird. I'm just saying, like, let's play this out. I'm 50, you're 39. I'm 60, you're 49.
I mean, more power to you.
No.
Good for you. You know what I mean? Good for
No.
you.
No.
I don't know. I don't see it as a huge, when you're talking about adults, like I said, there's a point when it could become awkward, but I'm like, awkward for who? What's it matter? If I know somebody and you're...
I don't want the comments of, is that your mom?
Well, I mean, I'm with you on that.
That would be humiliating.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I understand that. I'm not taking that part away. I'm just saying that awkward for who, in the sense of if you love somebody and they love you,
and you're a man and woman,
and you're a man and a woman, I think, yeah,
love is not love.
that's,
in all cases,
or at least it can. Love is not always righteous,
Yeah.
So, but then it's probably not love. Maybe I should say lust is not always righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's not get into that right now. You'll get me on a whole different thing. I'm getting my Bible.
Switch the sign.
Yeah, that's right. I got a whole nother sign. But I think that there's no age restriction.
Yeah, I'm with
given
you.
in the scriptures. I mean,
But I personally could not.
Like I said, awkward for who? In the sense of if you genuinely love this man and this woman, genuinely love each other, and this guy's 40 and she's 60, that's on you. That's fine. I mean, there's no moral wrongdoing.
I am with you. I am not critiquing or criticizing anyone who chooses to do that.
Yeah.
I say more power to you.
Yeah. I think in the sense of for
I'm
me,
too insecure. I would want to be the prize. So I would mean he's older, or I couldn't have that huge and be like, oh, is that your mom? I would be.
What if it was the other way though?
Very insecure.
What if that
about
was the other way and I was older? How much older could I be
There's no really limit for me.
if I was 50?
Yeah, I would totally be okay with that.
Well,
Even if you were 60.
This should have been the game today. Hold on. 60 you're okay with.
Mm-hmm.
65 and starting to retire.
Probably, yeah.
I'm retiring.
Men age most. Some.
Oh boy.
Age like fine wine,
Here comes the can of worms she's opening. Are you ready to
Salt
fish with that?
and pepper.
That's not true. Men age like fine wine.
Yes, they do.
There was a widow that I knew. She was near 70, and she was like, "I'm good." She was like, "I don't want to ever, meet a man. She was like, "I will live the rest of my life alone." And she was like, "I loved my husband through all of the weird things that old men have because I knew him." She was like, "I don't want some new old man's ear hair and bushy eyebrows and nose hair."
Of course, if you were to sit in a spot where you're you haven't fallen in love with someone, you're not even interested in someone, you can say those things. But when you start getting interested in someone, you kind of look past those things.
Yeah.
And then especially when you fall in love, it's like, oh, well, that's just part of life. And then it becomes just like you were with your previous husband, your late husband, because then you don't see those things. You have a love for somebody that,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. But back to the question.
Yeah,
What if I was 70?
that'd be pushing it for me. Yeah, I
It
couldn't.
took a
do
little bit to
that.
get you there. So if I was 72,
No, I like even 70s.
what if I was a good looking 70 though? I mean, what if I'm like doing push-ups and pull-ups, I'm in the gym, I'm still running a couple of
I don't know,
miles.
because like I look at my mom, she just turned 70, and I'm like, you don't look 70 at all. Like in my mind, she is forever like 53.
I just said this to my kids the other day. My daughter just turned 14, and I was like, all of you all are about 4 years younger in my mind. You know, you're 4, you're 8 or 9, you're 10. You know, and they're like, Dad.
I know.
But they are. I'm
Yeah.
not even making that up. I mean, if you caught me off guard and I wasn't thinking about it, all of my kids are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you older guys, like, or girls for that matter, ladies. I mean, y'all are like 10 years younger in my mind. You know, if you were to ask me about my oldest daughter, I'm like, yeah, 21. She's 30. But in my mind, that's not what I see. It's like the older they get, the younger I keep them.
Yeah.
You know, like I just hold them back. I don't know. I'm holding y'all back grades.
Oh, gosh.
Mentally, at least.
Yeah, I would say like
So 72, but if I'm good looking, you can go with it.
Mm.
Wow.
I don't know. I'd have to be in that position. But it's not like a ew, no, for me. Like it would be if you were 10 years younger than me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I wouldn't when I was, single and before we got together, I wouldn't consider someone too much younger than me because of my situation with my daughters. I adopted when I was young and they were I'm 10 years apart from my 10 to 11 years, depending on what time of year it is, from my oldest daughter. And so
What, a day?
do I-
For a day, you guys are 11 years apart?
yeah, for a day.
Because her birthday's a day of years.
So I guess we're 11. We're 11 years apart.
Okay, yeah.
But so like I don't want to be dating somebody that's close to her
No,
age.
no.
So I wouldn't have allowed myself. As a matter of fact, there was a few times that I didn't have any interest in dating anybody for a long time because I was just grieving so hard over my wife.
Yeah.
And it was funny that, family members and people that loved me were like trying to introduce me to people. And I was just, if you tried to introduce me to somebody and thought that I was being rude, I wasn't trying to be rude. I just
Yeah.
trying to guard myself. I was like, I just have no interest right now. I don't want to date. I don't want to, I don't know. I was just so ate up with grief. And it wasn't like I didn't want to ever date. I just didn't want to date right now. And it was like if somebody was trying to spoon feed me that, I was like like when a baby like rejects it and smacks it real hard. That's what I was like. I was like, get that out of here. But anyway, so for me, a lot of it just had to do with my life situation. I didn't want to, I didn't want to meet somebody that was 6 years younger than me. And then it's like, oh, well, you're closer to my oldest daughter's age than you are, to my age or something. I don't know. I know that that's a circumstantial thing, but either way, the Lord had a plan for you and I to be together. And so I'm not 70 and you're not 30. So, but if I was 70, I'm glad to know.
Just know you're aging like fine wine, okay?
Thanks.
Like when I see a couple little gray hairs, I'm like, bring it on, like salt and pepper.
I need you to stop pointing. Like I got a little salt and pepper
Oh,
going
I
on in here,
love
and I'm gonna get some Just for Men or something.
No,
I gotta do something about that.
no, don't. I love it so much. And actually, you have some blonde in there too, and that looks
Yeah.
like salt and pepper. I'm like,
No, but some of it's like white. I saw it the
Yeah,
other day and I
you
plucked
have
it.
a
I'm
few.
like, this is a white hair. I don't want to go
I just
white.
and then there's some women who can rock the gray. I won't. Luckily I'm like,
I was gonna say, how you gonna
what would
tell me
you
not-
say? I'm like 15-20% gray, if even that.
You never leave it long enough for me to find out. I don't know.
What do you mean? It's always the roots are always my natural.
I can't tell in this light.
But I would say
Where's my bifocal?
I wouldn't even say 20% right now. And so that comes from my dad, because my mom she'll go straight.
My granddad on my mom's side, he had jet black hair till,
That's my dad.
I mean, he was, I don't know, in
He's-
his 80s or something. He still had jet black hair.
Yeah, my dad doesn't still like it. He's probably half and half at this point, maybe a little more to the gray. but he's 75.
All right, but how are you gonna dye your hair?
Do you want me to go gray?
No.
Oh.
That's not the point though. How are you gonna dye your hair and then
But
tell
do
me
I
that
want you
tell-
to do? Am I telling you please don't go gray?
But do you want to go gray?
No, because you wouldn't like that.
Just because I got it for you.
It's true though, because like I look at there are some women who have the most beautiful gray. Oh my gosh, I can think of them right now, and I'm like, I hope I look like you. When
I mean,
when I'm older.
I've known a lady who was gray since she was like in her 30s. Like she was in her mid 30s and totally like silver.
I have several friends that have been gray since before 30.
And then I remember a few years ago, maybe it's still there, man, I still know, but there was like a kind of trend for girls to put some gray in their hair, to put some like ashy look. And I was like, I knew some young ladies that did that, and I was like, well, that looks gray. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was very popular for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on that topic. I still don't know how I'm not allowed to use something on my beard.
You're not allowed. I'm asking you not to.
She knows the tricks.
I'm just saying, you look
I'm
really
ask-
good.
I'm asking you. That's how she puts it. I'm asking you. You can do what you want. She knows that if she tells me not to do it, then that's the very thing that I'll do. So she says, I'm asking you not to do it.
And plus, it's that whole patronizing thing. I don't want to be like, you can't do this. Like, I don't ever want to be that
Sure.
person.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, Lisa, you did her. Jody Ballard, I'm so old. Laugh out loud. I graduated in 1987. Jody, you are not old. Let's just start there. Oh, I think I even told you that.
You all did not see that. Kelly says she's reading the comment, and you know all the other comments are hidden.
It
underneath
says reply, or there's a.
So it
replies.
just says, she says, I'm so old, I graduated in 1987. Kelly legitimately said, you are not old. And she clicked on the comments and it popped up. It's Kelly saying, you're not old.
But you're not. You're not old. You definitely look amazing for your age. Because if I'm doing the math, you graduated 4 years after
I don't think she wants
I
you to
was
do that
born.
math. If she wanted to say what her age was, she would have said,
Okay, I won't
this
do-
is my age.
Happy 43rd birthday on the day of 2/17. You are still 42 today. Thank you very much. And today, February 3rd, I am still 42 years old.
Oh boy. I got to do something.
Because
real
nobody
quick.
likes
Keep
you
going.
when you're 43.
What? Don't say that. Who would say that?
Because there's a song that says, nobody likes you when you're 23.
Oh.
And so I used to tell Jonathan all the time, I'm like, nobody likes you when you're 43, and that's going to be me. And I told him, I was like, I don't want 43. 43 to me, I don't know why that number stuck out so hard in my head, but I think 43 is going to be an amazing year.
It's
So-
already starting out that way, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not 43 yet. So calm down. Calm down.
I feel like
can't
she
help
might be
myself.
telling herself that she's not bothered by it, but
And Jody Ballard also said, marriage is tough, I will say. Deb Duvall, he's doing something important, you guys, so don't think that he's like tapped out. He's,
no, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So that's why I'm rolling.
I gotta do things.
Yeah.
There's things that have to happen.
He has to.
Okay. Let's do a couple more and then let's get to some questions.
Okay.
And then let's talk about our updates
Yes.
and what's coming.
All right. Deb Duvall, when I hear someone say they have never spent a night away from their spouse, I can't imagine. After years of deployments and managing on my own, I need space sometimes. Deb, we are opposites. We are
Yep.
polar opposites. I never want to spend a day away from him. And the only time I ever spent a day away from Jonathan is when they literally would not let me stay in the hospital because of COVID precautions.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it.
Yeah. I don't make a declarative statement like I will never, in that way.
You
But
planning on going somewhere?
no.
I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying that I am open and attuned to what the Lord wants to lead me to. But if I have a will in the matter, it is not my desire to spend days away, a night away. I certainly don't like to spend nights away. We spent years sleeping alone after widowhood, and
Yep.
I did not enjoy that. And I understand that for some people, totally get it. Different personalities, different things. I think you and I are a like personality in that we just really have no desire for that. We have
Yeah.
no desire to spend time away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like when I say that I need space, I don't mean I need to go rent a hotel room or
Right.
stay the night at my parents or
Right.
something. Like, I don't need
No, you
that
need a
type of
5-minute
space.
drive.
Right. I mean, hey, let me go. Well, like I did the other week, I'm like, let me go to Home Depot. Let me go return some 2x4s, which I guess they don't get a lot of 2x4s returned. That woman looked at me like I was nuts. She was like, "You're returning 2x4s?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't need them."
And did you tell her that they were not, in fact, the length of 8 feet?
It
like
says
they said.
it said on there. It said it by inches. I looked on the tag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. There's got to be some carpentry thing that I just didn't know about. That I guess 2x4 by 8s are not by 8. They were by 92 or what was it? 90.
I
90?
forget,
Maybe it was
but-
right at 90. I don't know. Whatever it was, it said it in inches. And she looked at the tag and I wasn't saying it to her, but she looked at the tag and I saw it with her and I was like, huh, they weren't supposed to be 8 feet. But I would have thought that they would have been 8 foot. I mean, I thought they were 10 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot, whatever. Not that it matters.
One more comment. You read it, and then we'll go to questions.
Okay, Jane Posselt? How would you say that?
Posselt.
Posselt? Posselt? Posselt.
You'll have to tell us, Jane.
You're going to have to give us the phonetics of that.
Yeah.
I hope you two laugh with your kiddos like this. That will make great memories for them. Oh, listen, we get rolling at times.
And they even make fun of us sometimes, but
Yeah, they do. But also, they're at an age that they're funny.
yeah,
One of our kids said
we
something
were
last
dying
night.
laughing the other night too.
I know we'll get every once you get everybody together, and once you're at a certain when your kids are little, they make you laugh because they do something silly, and then they reach an age when they begin to understand humor for themselves, and and then they say something.
Yeah.
And man,
Well, because Kaylee said, I want to go to the gym.
yeah,
And you said, we have a gym downstairs. Why don't you do that? And she said, well, because I can't do hip thrusts here. And Jeremiah said, so don't do hip thrusts. It's very simple.
yeah, he goes, I have the simple solution for that. Don't do hip thrusts.
Oh, they're a hoot, and I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Questions.
I thought we had questions on this one too, but I guess not.
No, it was
was
only
just
on
the
the
other
last
one?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't go two back. So we'd ask you all for questions, and we would still love to answer your questions. If you have them, leave them. I mean, goodness, we go through and read, I don't know, 25% of these comments, maybe more. So we would love to be able to just get to know you guys more. We don't have, sometimes I feel like we try to have words of wisdom, and sometimes we're just trying to goof off and have fun. But today we just want to spend some time, I don't know, getting to know each other better.
You know what I feel like I want to do sometime, and I don't know how to work this out, but I want to do it. Do you remember when we were on the Good Grief group, though? We were talking to those
Oh,
ladies
yeah.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do that sometime where we can just do like a kind of like a private live
Yeah.
that we invite so many people in,
You can do that. Yeah, you can
and
have
they
like
can ask questions. We can talk with them one on, like in a group.
oh yeah, that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
Do like a digital meetup,
Yeah.
a digital meet and greet.
So tell us. Here's question number 1. Would you guys like to do that?
I don't know how to do that though.
I know. Well, that's why I said we got to figure out the logistics of it.
We have to figure out the logistics of how to make that work.
Oh gosh, we will. I'm telling you, and it'll be so much fun.
When someone sends me a link and I click on their link, that's great, but when I have to host it, I don't know if I know how.
I know, but we can ask people.
I'm sure there's a way that we could figure it out.
Agree.
That would be fun. I'd love to do like a
I know.
meetup with everybody, and I mean I think so until we
What we should do is a Happy Chaos cruise.
like on a boat.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Justin Walker. Have you ever met? Do you
can
not
take
know
some
me at all? I can't.
Dramamine.
Does that work?
No,
My word.
I know.
I don't know what to say sometimes. I'm.
I get sick too, though, so I would probably hate
I know.
it so
I
much.
We were dating, and we went to a theme park with the kids, Holiday World. It's in Santa Claus, Indiana. We went to.
Babe.
We went. the when they first opened the park, we got there when they first opened, and they'll let you in like this kind of first part while they're getting everything else ready.
Like a waiting area.
Yeah, like a waiting area before they like open the park. And there's a carousel, you know, like a little horse that goes in a circle, or a little. What we did was we sat in a little sleigh, and it's a little Santa Claus sleigh, and there was a 2-seater, and so she sat there and I sat there, and we went around once, and I said, I don't feel good. And she said, I don't feel good. And 2 grown adults on one carousel ride. We were like covering our eyes. We're like, I don't know if it's better if I look or if I don't look, if I look at you.
So first ride of the day, the carousel. And
We got off like 2 drunk people. We are stumbling around coming off of that ride.
Bad.
I felt so sick for hours
Yeah.
after that stupid carousel. The kid's like, "You want to do bumper cars?" I'm like, I don't think I can. I'm feeling sick.
It was
from
bad. Like, that was so awkward and weird that it happened like that.
No,
'Cause it
that's
was a
motion
carousel.
sick.
Yeah. I'm very sensitive to it nowadays.
Well,
I think it's sympathy motion sickness because I was never like this.
I get motion sick really bad, really bad. Like, most embarrassing moments of my life have happened because of motion sickness.
The worst feeling for me, as far as sickness is concerned, is motion sickness when I put on virtual reality.
Right, I gotta get some. I think you have an Everest hair on you. Yeah.
Thank you.
It just, like, the whole time you were talking,
It wasn't a beard.
I was like, I don't know if it is or if it isn't. I hope it's not. And then I like tug on it, and you're like, ow, you know. But it was just a dog hair.
I was wondering what you kept looking at, and I was going to ask you, but I'm like, do I want to ask that question?
It's gone now. We're good. I'm sorry. That's if you ever want to make somebody feel self-conscious when they're talking
Just
to you,
stare
like
at
pick
their
a
chin.
Yes, stare at their chin or their cheek or their
Or
forehead.
their teeth or something like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, you got something in your teeth. Made you insecure. It worked. That's what you get.
All right, little time to get to know each other better. I think we've got a few questions that
Yes.
came through on the comments, so we're gonna read those. Laura Duran said, "What has been one of your all's most challenging moments in marriage and ways you overcome it?"
I have an answer to this.
Oh boy, I have an answer. I want to hear your answer.
Ready? Let's say it on the count of 3.
No.
Yes.
No.
1, 2, 3. Communication.
I was literally gonna say that.
You should have said it then. I said count to 3 and do it.
I was literally going to say, I know y'all think I'm probably making that up right now, but I really was. I think that our biggest hindrance, our biggest hurdle has been
Not lack of communication.
no,
Lack of language communication. Like, I'm hearing gibberish, you're hearing Guatemalan, and we're just...
I think that it's a multitude of things, but one thing that I think has been very difficult for me, and I don't mean difficult as in like I'm not trying to say difficult like, oh, I'm in something I don't want to be in or something like
Yeah.
that. That's not what I mean. I just mean a hurdle. You're asking the question, what's been a challenging moment for us in marriage? And I know for me, the difference came in, you have to understand, we came from marriages that we were madly in love with the people that we were with. And so I was with a wife whom I desperately loved, and she loved me. We had a great relationship, and she died. And Kelly had a relationship with a husband that she deeply loved and didn't want to be separated from. I mean, if you hear Kelly even earlier today, like, she doesn't want to be separated even for an overnight. She doesn't even like to be separated for a couple of hours, you know. I mean, she legitimately, we kind of joke about it, but Kelly legitimately would be glued to my hip. And I can guarantee that's the way she was with Jonathan, that she wanted to be with him and she wanted to be near him, and then he passed away. And so because of that, it's not like we were with people that now when we're with somebody that's different, we're like, oh, I'm so glad you're not like my ex-boyfriend or something. All right, I'm just telling you all the perspective from us is that we loved those people.
Yes.
And we loved, and what happens when someone dies, this is an interesting thing. What happens when someone dies is they are elevated in your memory.
Yeah.
You remember the good things when someone dies.
Yeah.
There are bad things that you might remember, and there might be some circumstances, but I'm talking about when somebody that you love dies, the things that they used to do that didn't necessarily mean so much in the moment,
Yeah.
they mean a whole lot more now. And their kindness and their grace and their mercy and their love and their goodness all seem to be elevated.
Yeah.
in your memory when you think about the good times and the good things that you used to have with that person. So you couple those together and you end up with this. When you have two people who are used to communicating a certain way, because of, at least this is my perception. I'd love to hear what yours is.
I
but-
mean, even think about this, like when you first get married and there are no kids, you know, and then to have kids, that's another stepping stone that you go into, and you're learning each other and you build accordingly
yes.
to your personalities.
Yes. I
And
think
you
that,
do that for 15 or 20 years,
yeah.
and you just, it's almost like they're a part of you. You guys are one. You walk in step with each other, left, right, left.
I think you
right.
you don't have as much life experience when you're younger. You don't have as much life experience that you're bringing with you. So you're kind of learning those life things together
Yes.
about, you know, life and love and home and kids and family and
Conflict. and-
conflict and resolve. And
Yeah.
you're learning all of those things together
Yes.
with someone. Then you think that you've learned about it, but really what you've learned is a little more intimate than that. You've learned about it with them.
Yeah, like a mirror image.
Yeah, so it's like I knew how to have conflict and resolve with Sarah.
Yes.
Now enter Kelly into the picture.
Yeah.
And my understanding of conflict and resolve is completely different.
Than mine.
Yeah, than with Kelly. You know, Sarah and Justin versus Kelly
Yeah.
and Justin.
Yeah.
Those are two different ways of conflict and resolve.
Yep.
You know, Sarah, well, okay, true story about my late wife. I'd heard on the radio that if you're fighting with somebody,
Oh boy.
that you should take their hands. You should take their hands, because if you take their hands, it's hard to fight with somebody if you take their hands. I came in one day, I didn't want to fight. My late wife was mad about something, I don't remember what. And I walked up, true story, in the kitchen. She's, you know, I'm like, look at my hand, I shouldn't do it like that. But like she, you know, she's barking about whatever. I was legitimately trying to calm the situation down. I walked over as lovingly as I could.
Oh gosh.
And I took her hands and she smacked me right in the face. Not super hard. You know, it wasn't like that, but I mean, she smacked me. She pop. And I went, what was that? And I mean, the whole house just like silence across everybody, everything just stopped. And she's like, what are you doing? And I said, I heard on the radio that if you're fighting with somebody that you try to take, you slapped me. Like, why did you slap? Now we're like really in it because she slapped me. And she was totally dead serious. Like hers was like, it was just knee-jerk reaction. You know, later she was like, it was just a knee-jerk reaction. Like, I didn't know what you were trying to do. And I'm like, well, play that out. What did you think I was going to do that deserved being slapped in that moment? And don't misunderstand me. You know, she did not slap me in the face often. I couldn't say she never did, because she did, but she didn't never do it. Kelly has never slapped me in the face. And the whole time I've known her, I've never been slapped in the face by Kelly.
I've never slapped anyone in the face. No one, ever.
I mean, also, like, again, just like difference of people. See, I feel like I say this, I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. Just Sarah was a different person.
Yes.
And so don't take that and be like, oh, his late wife, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
we had a really, really, really wonderful relationship. I just knew, I'm telling you, my late wife was not lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
She didn't want mushy words. She didn't want that. You do. And so, you know, where if I tried to deal with Sarah the way that I deal with you, I say deal with, that sounded worse than what I
No,
meant it. But I just mean like, you know, if I tried to demonstrate love and compassion and conflict and resolve and all of those things, if I tried to do that with Sarah the way that I do with you, I'm telling you, she would look at me and say, talk is cheap. Like, you can say whatever you want to say. Why don't you prove it, you know? And with Kelly, it is equal opposite. And so because of that, with Kelly, if there's a conflict, it is, first of all, it's all about words to begin with. And then, you know, when you get out of that, you can do 100 things. That doesn't matter. If there's no resolve, if you've not verbally come to a resolve, this is what we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I still feel about you. That I'm, you know, me getting upset about this doesn't mean 10 other things, but I have to say those things. I can't demonstrate that. I have to say it. And I don't mean that. I hope none of that feels insulting, because
No.
I don't mean it to.
No.
So I think the communication key, I'm saying all of that to come back to, I think the communication component is what has been our hardest, because you were used to Jonathan. You had grown with Jonathan. You had learned how to live with Jonathan. I had grown with Sarah and learned how to live with Sarah. And so now we're taking those two personalities
Yeah.
that have grown with other people. And you think coming into it, you're like, I get this marriage thing. I know how to do this.
Right.
Like, I know how to live with somebody. I know.
But you realize I know how to do this with Sarah.
Right.
And I know how to do this with Jonathan. I don't know how to do this with you. And so it's a learning curve.
Yeah. And so it's funny because I said the other day, I put out a little reel, and I just put on there, it was just a little B-roll clip of Kelly and I outside. But I'd put on that clip, I said, we're still learning. And somebody wrote on that, and maybe you're watching even right now, and they said, don't you think you two are trying too hard? Isn't there like a rest that's supposed to happen in the Lord, and kind of some other things that they said? And I've been with my husband for so long, and we're not, or maybe
No,
not.
with my wife. It was a guy.
Yeah, I've been with my wife for so long, and whatever, and we don't have to do this and this and this. First of all, I mean, I think that I'm glad that you're blessed with that. And
Well, he first said that he had one wife and they divorced, and then he's with another woman.
right,
Because one of our followers commented and said, well, have you experienced widowhood and basically what me and you have experienced? Because she was kind of getting on him for like,
yeah.
don't talk to them about this if
Right.
you haven't experienced it.
Well, and I wrote something back. I normally don't reply to things like that, but I wrote something back, and I said, I don't. The answer is no. I don't think we're trying too hard, and the reason I don't think we're trying too hard is because you can't try too hard.
Yeah.
I think there's something special about effort, and so when we like you and I, when we've had communication problems, I want to work through that. I want to learn
Yes.
you. I want to know you. I want to understand you. And so, and I want to do that so that I can love you better. I want to do that so that I can take care of you better and provide for you in a way, not just in a way that I can go, I did what I wanted to do, but I
Right.
can provide for you in the way that you want to be provided for.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
I think in that same category, kids. It didn't hit me until the other day that it's the exact same things with kids. Like they grew up under one lifestyle. Like, this is the way we raise kids. This is what
Yeah.
happened with punishment. You and Sarah, Sarah had some of her ways. She was the stricter one, and then you were the more fun one, or however that worked out. Same with me. Me and Jonathan had our ways of raising the girls and how we did things. And so then you have kids that have been shaped in these ways, and now you're bringing them together.
Yes.
And then you're trying to parent those kids that have been raised a way that you weren't there for.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a challenge. I love it. Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything, but it's a challenge.
Yes.
And so I feel like, yeah, I think it's just all about, we have built this life, and now we are building on top of that foundation. When before you started with a blank slate, pretty much, when you're 18, 19,
sorry.
20, it's okay. 20 years old, you're building on a blank slate,
Yeah.
and you guys build it together, and you can look at the house and say, we built this together.
Right.
This door was me and you. This floor was me and you. And now we're keeping that,
Right.
but then you're making an addition.
Right.
And so,
And I think that's kind of a beautiful picture of, if you think of it in those terms, if you buy a house and that house doesn't fit your life, but you make adjustments to it as you go, then you kind of like fall in love with that house a little
Yeah.
bit more. Like you fell in love with it enough to you liked it enough to buy it, and then now you've been working on it and making it your own. There's a difference in like buying a house to flip it,
right.
or when you buy that house that you're like, we're going to be here for a long time, and
Yeah.
we want to make this house our home. And so you do the things that you have to do to make that house your home.
Yes.
You do that in a marriage, and you do that with your kids. And so, in this case, some of those things, it's not like building a house from scratch where you're drawing the plans and making it happen in that way. Instead,
Making it work.
you're coming into a scenario and then going, okay, you know, what parts of this work for us, and
Yeah.
then what parts of this don't work
Yeah.
for us. And so, yeah, communication.
Yep.
I think we both had the exact same answer
Yep, I
on that
agree.
one, and I think we agree on how we deal with that, which is, you know,
Yes.
we try to figure out the other person's, you know,
And love language. Seriously, I know it sounds cheesy to some people, and I know it sounds like, oh, your love language. Yeah. I am telling you, like, I knew of the love languages. I've read the book. I know my love language. I know his love. I know about all these things. But going to the event
mhm.
and hearing him speak, it instilled something
If
completely.
you're new here and you're wondering what she's talking about, Kelly's talking about an event we had at church, and we brought Gary Chapman in, Dr. Gary Chapman, the author of the 5 Love Languages, and he came in and spoke.
And he just some of the things that he said, and I'm like, goodness, like I want to learn to love Justin better and his love language. And I realized his love language, why I take things the way I take things, but really it's just him trying to love me, you know. So I don't know. I learned a lot from that, and I don't know. It was such a great event and great thing for
I
me.
do feel like you came away from that, and I feel like there have been times within the last few weeks since we've been to that I have done something, because I very much am like I do things for you to show you that I love you, and I think that you're seeing that in a kind of a different light. Just to say like, oh, like I get it, you know, even though that might not have been the way that Kelly would have said to me that she loved me, she's recognizing that that's me trying to say that I love her.
Yeah.
And I don't even mean, I mean, it's not like I'm like actively like walking around like, okay, how can I'm going to wash the windows to show her I love her. It's not like
Right.
that.
That's just your love language, and we automatically, as human beings, are
Just-
going to try and communicate in love through
Right.
our.
It's the same as, you know, Kelly goes
'Cause we
to
know
the,
it.
Kelly goes to the store to get, say, an item. I mean, this happens often. Like I'm going to go and I'm going to get milk. I'm going to go and I'm going to get whatever. And then she would come home with trinkets. It could be snacks. It could be whatever for me. She would bring me gifts. And I would find myself frustrated because I'm like, I thought you were going for one thing. In my mind, I'm like, we're trying to save money. And in her mind, then now she's hurt because she's like, but I got this for you.
A Jones soda and
Right. And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, well, you know, just my logical brain. I'm like, you're not going to save unless you could have taken that. I'm like Judas Iscariot. You could have taken that money and given it to the poor. It's terrible. I should never have said that. But, you know, I'm like, I would, in the beginning when we first got, I say in the beginning, like we've been married for years, but, you know, a year ago when we first got married, I didn't quite see it the same. And, you know, she would bring me something and then I would hurt her feelings because I would say, hey, you know, I mean, I would even like preemptively say it. I'm like, when you go to the store, milk, eggs, toilet paper, milk, eggs, repeat it, like, you know, and then she'd leave. And
Go ahead.
and she'd come home and she'd have some trinket. And I'm like, why? But even that, like, you know, that's that communication where I'm, you know, we're just learning each other better, and I see it differently. You know, it didn't necessarily take that event for me to see it, but I definitely do see it differently. That, you know, Kelly is trying to show you that she loves you, and that while she was at the store, she was thinking about you. And again, it's inadvertent. You're not running around going, "How can I show him I love him?" You're just going, "I love him, and I know he loves this, and I want to get him this." And in my mind, I'm like, we could have saved $4.
So then I went to the
40.
store the other day, and I'm going down the aisles, and I'm like, oh, let me get that for him. And I'm telling you, in a split second, I thought to myself, but is that how he wants to be loved? And I thought to myself, what is his love language? Saving money. We added that. And so I was like, don't get it for him. This time, don't get, and not out of like, oh, don't get it for him. So, no, I was like, he loves to save money, and he would appreciate it if I came home and I only got what was on my list and I didn't go off of the list. And so I was like, this time I'm going to try and speak his love language, and I'm going to not get extra.
I feel like I look like, was it Daffy Duck? That was always like the Scrooge character who like loved money, you know, back in the old cartoons. I don't
know if it was Daffy. I think it was
Daffy or Donald.
Donald.
Okay, Donald Duck.
I believe.
or well, whoever it was, whatever the duck was that used. I don't love money. Don't misunderstand
No.
me. I just like I am a very rigid person at certain things, and when it comes to saving, if I get it in my head that I want to save, that I get real rigid about that. Like I'm like I don't want to do. You could put anything in front of me, and I am okay to say no to it if I know I'm working towards this other
Right.
goal of what. Even for me, even if that's just a monetary number, if it's like I want our savings to be this amount, and if we do this, this, and this, we'll be at this amount. Then in my mind, I go, well, if we don't go out to eat, or if we don't go do this thing, or we don't buy this thing, then it's more that we can put towards that goal.
And it's funny because I'm telling you, a running joke between me and Jonathan. If I was going to the store, he would say to me, ask Kaylee before every time, you're not going on a shopping spree. And so it got to the point where I was like, I'm going on a shopping spree. I'm going to the store and I'm going to buy everything that I see. And it was just like this running joke between the two of us because I don't know. It's so funny that
She doesn't have a spending problem.
I don't.
She has a
I have a
gifting
gifting
problem.
Oh, I do.
Kelly works better with no accountability.
Yes. And I know the Lord does not appreciate that. And he wants me to be accountable. And I'm trying. I mean, he gave me a pastor as a husband. So I think he's trying to speak something to
I think
me.
we just need to give Kelly like a spending account. We just need to be like, here is your spending account. This is what you can spend.
But when it
from.
runs out, then what do I do?
That's the problem. This is what I'm trying to say about our regular accounts. We kind of had a little tiff one day about spending, and I said to Kelly, I was like, you know what? Just spend it all, because once it's not there, then we don't have a choice but to say no.
And I cried. I cried.
Oh
Take
boy.
much.
All right. She said, do you all struggle with, this is still Laura Duran from her question. Second question I should say is, do you all struggle with PTSD from what you've been through? And yeah, I mean, the answer is, I don't know if I would quite use that language. I don't think that
I would.
I mean, I'm not I don't have an aversion to using that language. I'm just saying, I don't know that from my standpoint that I would have described it that way, to say that we have PTSD, but I would say that losing, for me, I'll just speak for myself, losing my wife changed, literally flipped switches in my brain and changed things, the way that I saw them. A silly, small example. I would have said, and my other members of my family will still say this to this day, I would have told you, if you came to my church and you threw your arms out to hug me, I would put my arm out to shake your hand. And I would have said, I'm not a hugger. And I kind of even saw it. It's funny because like my brain has two sets of memories. There's like a dividing line. And I remember feeling like you really shouldn't hug somebody that could be, seen as inappropriate. That could be, you don't want to be viewed as if you're trying to do something wrong or, whatever. It's better to just handshake. And when my wife died, I'm telling you, like my brain flipped in that. Now I'm still not quite where Kelly, she loves love, and so she's like, you need to hug for, what is it?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. She's like, you need a 20-second hug.
We do. I don't say everybody you run into.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel that way, but I'm telling you that like in my brain, I'm like, man, life is too short not to express to people that you love them. And a handshake, in my brain now, a handshake says, I'm keeping you at arm's distance and shaking your hand. But to give somebody a hug says, I'm trying to show you that you're welcome here and that I love you and I appreciate you. And my brain literally views it differently than the way I viewed it before. That's one example of 100 other examples I could give. Time is another one that's like, time feels different to me. The brevity of life is, I'm very aware of. And so when I said we had a tiff about money, and then, I walk away from that and I genuinely feel guilty. Like, why would I waste that time to have an argument over, money or whatever? Why would I waste that time? It's so precious. It's the one thing I can get money back. I can earn more money. I can do other things to make more money. I can't do anything to get time back. And so that doesn't mean that you can just have any shopping spree you want. That wasn't an open door.
And hold on, let me just say one thing. And don't think I'm a weirdo with the 20-second thing. I'm not like every time we hug 20 seconds, 1, 2, 3. No, there's like scientific research on your endorphins and what a 20-second hug does, like that you're supposed to hold it for 20 seconds because it releases endorphins and it does it improves mood. There are so many things so many benefits that come from long hugs. And so there's that. We don't hug for 20 seconds all the time. 20 seconds is a long time when you actually do it. And so but PTSD.
Yeah.
Talk about when I had the flu. Because that is a PTSD.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so Kelly had the flu, and she was laid up in bed for multiple days.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days of full on, like I'm talking, pretty debilitating. I mean, she could still carry herself to go to the restroom or come out and get. But even at that, I mean, she was having some dizzy spells, and so there was kind of some stumbling when she would get up, and real lethargic. And with all the symptoms and signs that come with, sickness.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking, heavy fevers and sweats, and you can see it in her face. And just she was down for 4 days, and I found myself like a little. I don't know, edgy is the right word. I don't know what word to use there, but I found myself like anxious. That's the word I'm looking for. Like I found myself really anxious. And having this kind of crazy anxiety that I was feeling, and I was like, where is this coming from? And I'm telling you the story, so you're probably putting pieces together. But for me, it was just like I knew my brain knows you had the flu. I'm okay. Like my knowledge is there that you're okay. You're going to be all right in a couple of days. You're going to feel better. But the feeling was the feeling that I had. I realized a few days in. Actually, I realized a few days after the fact. That I was like, I think I was feeling the way I was feeling and this anxious feeling that was happening in me because I started thinking about like when Sarah was sick and when Sarah was bedridden and, all the things that accompanied that. And so I was struggling with the emotional side of my wife is laid up in bed and it felt similar to, and I had to go to church that Wednesday
so you
night.
had Wednesday night church and then Thursdays when it really hit you because Sophia had a play. The school had a play.
Yes. Yeah. So then I had to go to church. So I went to church Wednesday night, and Kelly couldn't come because she was sick. And Kelly has been at every church service since she's been here, since she moved to Kentucky. So, I mean, years and years of Kelly being in the audience, and then now she's not there. And then the very next day, Kelly was still sick, and our daughter had a play at church. And so I had to take her to the play. And everybody kept coming up to me and saying, oh, how's Kelly? How's Kelly? How's Kelly? How's Kelly? And it felt like when Sarah was sick. And it really, it did. The anxiety that I was feeling from that was very strange. So, I mean, I guess, yeah, that is a PTSD.
And I went through the same thing when you had vertigo the other Sunday. And it hit me in a split second. Like, I didn't think anything of it. I went to church. But then when I got there, and somebody said to me, Becky Bales, I said to her, I feel strange. Like, I feel like, and she said, you feel vulnerable. Mm-hmm. And she said, and I said, well, I feel like I did when I was widowed. I would come to church and it was me and the girls and I didn't have my husband, my strong guy there with me. And she said, you feel vulnerable. And she said, well, let us be your cover while he's down. And I mean, I had people she started praying on me. And then I had just one person after another coming and laying hands on me and praying. But it was kind of traumatic in that moment because I'm like, it feels like you guys are praying for me because I'm now doing this life alone again. Mm-hmm. And so for a moment, like I knew you were home with vertigo.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it felt like, oh gosh, like, I don't know. It's hard to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. New word unlocked. I mean, I wouldn't have called it PTSD on my own, but I would agree. I think the word is the right word. I don't think it's not like I walk around like constant.
Yeah, like
constant
you hear
threat
something
or something. No, it's not like that.
Right.
But definitely there are. I almost hate to use the word, but there are triggers.
Yeah.
That kind of set things off. Set things in motion.
And that bring you back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all right, there you go. There's our answer to that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we have one more question.
One more. And this is from Catherine Cece. And she said, my question is, someone put $1 million in your personal bank account. What would you do with it? Are you asking me? Because I think you should ask me.
I would give Kelly a spending account and I would keep that $1 million separate from her so that we could invest it and that we could use.
I would not invest it right away. I would pay off the house. That's the first thing that I would
That's
do.
an
Well,
investment.
tithe. I would tithe off of it.
That's an investment.
And then I would pay off the house.
That's what I mean. That's an investment. Paying off the house.
Oh, okay, well, good. I'm an investor, y'all. And then the second, well, okay, so tithe.
I'm in full agreement right now, but I'm waiting for.
Pay off
I'm
the
waiting
house.
for the hammer
My
to
third
drop.
purchase would be the Bronco of my husband's dreams.
No,
Yep.
no. We
Well, this
can't.
is my $1 million that I'm talking about right
Well,
now.
this is our $1 million.
But I'm saying how I would spend it right now.
No, and you,
can
won't
say
have, you won't have access to it anyway.
Yes, I will, because I'm going to buy him the Bronco of his dreams,
No,
and it's going to say "Happy Chaos" on the sign.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
There's a Bronco I saw that I really love. It's got like a blue and then a white stripe and then, or is it red at the bottom? I think it's red at the bottom.
No, it's orange.
It
I've seen red and I've seen orange.
okay, yeah.
The one you saw was orange, because I always thought, oh, he just thinks it's orange, and it's not. But it was. It was orange, white, and blue.
Yeah, it's cool. It was a cool like color layout.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know, I love a Ford Bronco, and one day I'm gonna get me a Ford Bronco. But if there's one thing I know, when you come into a sum of money, it is good to pause and to not spend that immediately and to think about it. And if there's anything that you're like, I mean, unless you had something that you already needed and it was like the Lord is answering my prayer through that. I've had that happen where it's like, especially at church, I could give you 20 stories at church where it's like, we need
Yeah.
X dollar amount of money, and then boom,
Boom.
it
Yep.
shows up, literally walks through the door, somebody puts it in an envelope, hands it to you, whatever. I've had that happen on multiple occasions. But unless it's I had a thing I needed, and then that was answered in a direct way, unless it's that. If you don't have a need, then you come into a sum of money. My first recommendation would be to say, which we just said this, but my recommendation would be to save it and give yourself an amount of time to save it. I'm going to save this for 6 months. And 6 months from now, these are the things I think I want to do with it, but I want to give myself time to think through those. And a small example I would give you of that would be our refrigerator. We saved for a refrigerator, and then we had some people give us money for
Our wedding.
yeah, for our wedding, and we knew we needed to get a refrigerator. The one we had, literally the plastic inside was just breaking all over the place. So all the shelves are breaking, all the doors are like, all the plastic pieces were breaking on the inside of the fridge. And so, and I don't mean a few, I'm telling you, like there were literally like shelves that were leaning, and I'm propping stuff up underneath of them to hold the shelf up in the refrigerator. And there's nothing you could do, but I'm sure maybe somebody somewhere would know how to fix those panels, but I didn't know how to fix that. I'll fix a lot of things, but I couldn't do that. So I knew we were going to buy a refrigerator. We had it in our minds. There were some really nice refrigerators. I mean, but they were $4,000, $5,000 for a refrigerator. And we got to looking, and we're standing in Lowe's, and we're looking inside of those, and we were this close to buying one of those. And I pointed out to Kelly, and I said, one thing that I think is it looks really beautiful right now.
Empty.
Because it's empty. I mean, there was these KitchenAid ones that had these wood lined shelves. I mean, they were gorgeous.
And then knock on the door and it lights up and you can see the inside,
Yep.
which would be horrific if we got that.
Right. So we're like, man, this looks good, this looks good, this looks good. We're really looking at the way they look. And one day I said, one problem I have though is we're gonna fill it up. Look inside of our refrigerator at home and look at the way it looks. Like we're a family. We have, for whatever reason, we have multiple bottles of ketchup and A1 all the time. We never can have just one bottle of those. And sometimes I joke and I call our refrigerator the condiment refrigerator because it feels like it gets filled up with so much, of everybody's.
At least half of the refrigerator's condiments.
Yeah, I mean it's pickles and mustard and ketchup
Banana
and
peppers and olives.
right, and so, just takes up
salad
all this.
dressing.
Right, takes up all the space for all of those things. Then I'm like, I thought I just wanted to put a drink in there, but I wiggle it in. I'll put a drink here so I can
Jenga.
get it later. And so I pointed that out, and then we came off of it, and we bought a cheaper refrigerator, because it's okay, it's fine. It's just stainless steel, and it looks like a fine refrigerator, but it was a quarter of the price of what all these other refrigerators were. And Kelly was opening the refrigerator the other week, and she looked inside and it's all gummed up and junked up. And, we no joke, we empty our refrigerator probably,
Once a week.
I think I clear out the leftovers once a week, but then about once a month we empty it out and literally wipe it all out,
Yeah.
clean it all out, and then put everything back because stuff gets spilled. And I don't ever understand how kids just spill something and then
It's the same thing with kicking an ice cube underneath the fridge. Did you ever do that as a kid?
no.
I did. Like if you drop an ice cube, you kick it under the fridge. But then there comes a point in time in your life where you stop doing that.
I have never kicked an ice cube under the
I
fridge
have.
in my life. Shame on you.
I know. And we were at our daughter's in-laws' house the other day, and our daughter's husband said they were talking about kicking an ice cube, and he goes, "I do that all the time at my mom's house, which is where we were." And he even did it the other day, and we're like, "Nathan, why would you do that?"
But then he said when he's at his house, he was like, "What am I doing? What you can't kick it under the refrigerator." But my point of all that was Kelly opened the refrigerator and she said these words. She said, "I'm so glad we didn't buy one of those expensive refrigerators." And because she would have been mad. I mean, if you spent $5,000 on a refrigerator and you open up the doors and it's all junked on the inside, then you'd be frustrated. And yet there's not much of a choice. I mean, it's not like we have a different option.
Right.
There's you got to put the stuff in the refrigerator or just not save it. I guess that would be and Kelly saves every.
And I just got instantly mad talking about this because I just thought about our stove that we put off. We didn't buy
Well,
a stove.
let me-
We put that one off.
Let me make my point, and then
Okay.
we'll tell them about the stove. My point is, we waited to buy the refrigerator, and within a couple of weeks, we came to this realization: don't buy a fancy refrigerator
Yes.
while we still have all of these kids in the house.
So practice the pause.
So if you came into a sum of money, I would say a good rule of thumb would be to say, give yourself an amount of time to say, before I do
Yeah.
something else. Even with investing it, I even think, you can be wise with your investment or unwise with your investment. Just because it's an investment doesn't mean it's a wise one. It would be a good idea to say, take the money, set it aside for a little bit, and then think through, okay, here's what I want to do, but what are my other options? This is just me talking. If this was me, I'd say, what are my other options? I got $1 million. I need to pay off the house. I can pay off the house, but if I don't pay off the house, what would be other things that I could do with that money? Where else could I invest it? Could I do something with that money where it would end up making me money, and would that be even better than putting it in the house? There you
You're
go.
right. Pay off the house, buy a new house, rent out this house.
Well, see, that would be part of that practice, the pause and talk through that.
Yeah.
If you were to bring that up, I would go, no, that's reasonable. Rent
We
out.
just need a bigger living area, desperately.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that a lot lately.
I
Like
think-
of all the things that we need a bigger living area. We're about to be overrun with grandkids.
Yeah, we are struggling in the big space.
Yeah.
We have lots of bedrooms. The kids have their own rooms, and that's great. But
Yeah.
but the living quarters where we want to spend the most amount of time, that is not big enough. The table's just not even hardly big enough for those we have, and even
Yeah.
more so if other people come. So totally agree with that. There you go. That's what I do with $1 million. I think I convinced you. Are you convinced?
Yeah.
Nope.
No, I am. I'm just thinking about our stove. I am so mad right now.
Oh yeah, I cut you off on the stove thing.
No,
So
that's okay. I cut you off actually. And so we just bought a stove 6 weeks ago.
somebody dropped something.
A beautiful stove that we didn't get the first year of marriage because we had the refrigerator replaced and we're like, let's hold off. Let's try to hold off as much as we can. Well, it got to the point where we had to buy a new stove in order to function in this family. And it's smashed.
Somebody.
The top cracks all throughout it and
Big old chunk taken out. And what's even better is we were home having a birthday party the night before. So about 8 o'clock the night before, I personally wiped the stove and the new microwave down. I wiped everything down myself, and that stove did not have a crack on it. So it happened between 8 o'clock at night and 6 a.m. the next morning when Kelly went out, and she came in the room just yesterday, and she was like, somebody dropped something on the stove, and she's got a picture of it, and I mean, it is just spider cracked, and a big chunk. I mean, you can tell somebody's dropped something on the stove and broke it, and
we just bought this stove.
nobody's fessing up to it.
We just
And I'm a little
bought it.
concerned. So we've got a call in to get the warranty, and I'm a little concerned that the cost of the top is going to be more than the stove itself, and I'm just going to have to go buy another stove. And so, because I was looking online and some of those stovetops are like $600, and I'm like,
And the stove was $1,000.
yeah, the stove we paid like it,
But it was on sale.
right. It was on sale for a little over $1,000, but I'm going if it's $600 just for the stovetop, then what's somebody going to try to charge me to make profit on the stovetop and then to get their labor out of it? If it's over $1,000, I might as well just go get another
I
stove.
know.
And then I don't know what to do with that one.
Me either.
Yeah. I don't
Someone
know.
else
What are
that.
you going to do?
Yeah.
Hey, we got to wrap this thing up, but we had some news to talk about. Okay. Let's see. How do we start this whole thing?
I bought a studio yesterday.
If it was up to me, would Justin have waited longer? Yes. But the truth of the matter is, we're at probably 6 years. I mean, I'm at 6 years of doing things online that's
truth.
like this studio that you see us in. And, we share this space with the rest of the house, and it's very difficult. Like even right now, I'm going, we got to wrap this up because the house is going to get loud. And
Well, that's the thing. There are very limited windows. I mean, our Happy Chaos podcast, there could be a little bit of noise. You guys know what you're dealing with us in Happy Chaos. We have lots of kids. So that's one thing. Still frustrating because, we want to be able to talk to you guys clearly. But with the whole truth, you really need, like he's reading the Bible and then telling you the application of the Bible. And so there's very small windows that he can film in, that he can tape in. And
that I can tape. I tape my Bible studies and post them.
And so if that gets thrown off at all, if a dog gets up early, if a kid gets up early, if he gets a phone call that he needs to coach someone or talk someone through or counsel somebody, boom, day is wasted because there is no other time in the day. You cannot.
That part of it
Yes.
is gets shot.
Filming.
Yeah.
The whole truth gets
Yeah.
shot. And so he needs a space. We've been saying this for a very long time. He needs a space that he can film the whole truth, that it's quiet, it's out of the house, it's not.
Well, and there's also we have a new kind of ministry arm that we're going to branch into, and we're calling it the Bible Explained. And so one of the things that I've come to realize is a joy of mine is getting people to read the Bible. And I know that you might be new here. You might be like, what does this have to do with anything? If you don't know, I'm a pastor. And I love getting people to read the Bible. And for years, I used to lead people through read the Bible in a year. I would put it out in church, and I would put out, I would find somebody's reading plan, and I would put out their reading plan, and we would follow it together. And sometimes we had Bible studies about it. Sometimes we haven't. I've done different things to try to encourage people. But the newest one that I have, in 2020, I started trying to teach through the entire Bible so that there would be a resource for people to say, okay, what in the world did that mean? And they could go back and they could hear some commentary on it. And I'm still working through that. 6 years later, I'm still working through that project. That's called The Whole Truth.
Yes.
But then now we want to start a new project because I really want to get back to encouraging people to read through the whole Bible. And not everybody is going to go and watch a 30-minute video for every 2 for every chapter. I've got over 1,000 videos from Genesis until where we are now, getting ready to finish up in 2 Samuel. So, there's already 1,000 videos, and those videos can be as long as 30 minutes, sometimes even 40 minutes long. And so what we're doing instead is we're going to do
Not instead.
No, yeah,
Also.
correct. Yes, that is not going anywhere. But also, we're going to start a new series called The Bible Explained, where we're going to put out a reading plan to read through the whole Bible, and in a year, it'll be a 350-day plan is the goal that I have, a 350-day plan to leave some grace days in there to let people, have time to catch up or whatever. And then what we're going to do is put out a kind of a podcast but it's going to be short, like, 6 to 10 minutes to say of these, 3 or 4 chapters, this is what we read, and here's something that we can take from that. And really the goal of that is going to be to encourage finishing the whole Bible.
Yeah.
That will create a group of people that will read the Bible together. We'll do it every year. We'll read the Bible together, and we'll have a resource to help us understand it. So that really the mission of that is read it, understand it, finish it.
Yeah.
That's the goal. And this new studio is going to help us to do that. Not to mention just our Happy Chaos, what we're doing with Happy Chaos, and what we're doing with all our online stuff. So Kelly just pulled the trigger because I save it and
Because I'm trigger happy.
she's triggered. We were standing there and she's going, buy it, just buy it. Like she's standing behind the guy mouthing at me like, just buy it, just buy the thing.
Yep. And then he said, well, if you buy it, if you do it, I'll give you an extra 5% off. I'm like, sealed deal. Done.
Yeah, once he threw an
Sign
extra
on the
5%
dotted
off.
line.
Yeah. So we're going to bring you guys with us on the process of that. It'll be a separate entity, a separate room, so that we don't have to be distracted by, the other portions that happen, with us being inside the house. So that'll be nice. And we're going to bring you guys along the journey and show you what's going on. And that'll also, we'll keep you guys up with where we're at with the newest kind of ministry arm of the Bible Explained.
Yeah. So my hope is that we're on episode 44. I'm hoping that episode 50 will be in the new studio.
Okay.
So we have 6 weeks.
That's a big thing because it's got to be delivered.
Yeah.
We got remodeling to do on the inside.
Yep.
And just the delivery, right now with all the snow, I don't think they can deliver it right now. So, we got to get out of all the snow and then we can get it delivered. And then we have to build it out. That's the next thing is we got to get in there and do the work.
The designing.
One of us has to design, one of us has to build it.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I already was on Pinterest. I have a whole board. And I have an Amazon wish list.
I'm excited about it. I really think
too.
it's going to be, another next step. We've already been taking next steps throughout this, with lighting and cameras, but this is a pretty big step for us.
And it's an area where he can counsel, like he does marriage counseling, and it'll be an area that he can have people over and the family's in the house and we're not, the kids running down, dad this, dad that. He could be in there counseling and
or the same with the writing. I write.
It'll be like a little office for him.
I write a lot. So, and that's how Kelly wants to pull the trigger. If she was buying a studio for herself,
Well, I didn't think about the space between us because if you're out there writing,
all right, I want to place.
I didn't think about this. I need a desk in there.
This is what I think
So I can
Kelly's
have
going
my
to do.
own.
When I'm like, hey, Kelly, I just need some time alone, just get to writing or whatever. And I go out to my studio, our studio. But when I go out there and I try to write, I'm going to place this bet right now that Kelly video calls me. And I'm going to say, are you video calling me from the house while I'm writing? Hey,
can you have lunch today? You want to do lunch together? Meet you inside.
I really am excited about the space,
I am
though.
too.
I think it's going to be good. And Kelly has a really great eye for designing things. And so she's, already getting ideas. And as much as I playfully banter about those, I'm excited. I think genuinely it's going to look really good
I agree.
on the inside. And we're due for a change in that anyways. Mm-hmm. So, there you go. There's the newest announcement. New studio coming. It'll be great.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, what do you got? What do you got for them to close it out?
I was going to ask just like kind of their thoughts on the whole new studio and but I'm also very controlling with my designing.
She wants you to tell her what she can say no to.
No.
Somebody will say you should do, and the moment you say that, Kelly's going to go ah. There's this little video I've seen where this woman is picking tomatoes and she puts the tomatoes in the bag, and then her husband,
this is not me.
He picks up a tomato and he looks at the tomato, he hands it to her and she turns it down. So then he reaches, as she turns her head, he reaches in the bag and pulls out a tomato from the bag that she picked. She looks at that tomato and then she puts that one back on the shelf, even though she had originally put that in the bag. I kind of feel like that with...
No, it's not.
I kind of feel like if I suggest it, Kelly's going to say,
that's not
no.
Even true. That's not even true. It's not.
Note the grin.
It's not. It's not true.
It's fine. He has no taste.
No, that's not even true. But it's like, okay, so I can see through things. So like I know him. He hates clutter.
That's true.
And so to get to a point, he had these shelves. We're not even going to talk about the fact that he says, "Oh, you told me to get them."
She did.
Listen, I was a girlfriend. I was not a wife, and I even though I crossed that line many times with like, "Let me get you this. Let me do this for you. Let me wash the dishes. Let me do this." I get that, but he had these shelves, and then we built the fireplace in the living room. And they did not look good. I mean, the fireplace in the living room is its own beautiful standalone thing. The shelves cheapened it big time. And so I was like, please don't put the shelves on each side of that. We didn't. He put them in the dining room. They were just cluttered and people stuck dog hair all over them from the dog, but people stuck just different things on these shelves. And I'm like, he hates clutter. Yet if I bring up moving those shelves out of there and getting rid of them, he doesn't like that either.
I want shelves without clutter.
But I'm like, we go to other people's houses and he's like, oh, I love the way they did it. I'm like, well, then let me do it. That's my thing. Like, I love decorating and I love making things look like this. This is my thing. And so just let me do it. And he has. And you should see our house now. It looks amazing. And so it's not that I don't like what you do. I know what you want. I know what your overall goal is. And I'm trying to make that happen. But it's kind of hard in the process. Just like you're trying to get me not to be a spender. And you know that I want to save. And so it's just a process and we're molding.
That's a lovely way to explain that. That's so sweet.
I'm serious.
Well,
He's
listen.
happier without the clutter. That's all I know.
Listen, anything you can do to declutter things and make space, and even at that, I mean, we just said we have a space problem in the house, and so this will be one more step to alleviate that, and I think it'll also help with the consistency of when we're filming because and getting these videos out because it's difficult when you're trying to work around life schedule because you're dealing with home things. Around it's like well you can't just come down in the middle of the day on a 3 o'clock in the middle of the day and do something because you have to plan around that, and so most of the time we're shooting these videos either crazy late at night or crazy early in the morning. Sometimes you're not going to be able to help all of the time things. We can't spend all of our time on that, but we can make it to where we have something that's a little more separate from everything else, or at least doesn't have to be hindered by whatever else is going on inside of the home. Yeah. So
we're excited. We're excited to take you on the journey. We're going to really bring you on the journey.
Of
when our studio's delivered and as we're getting things done, before and afters. And
it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. We're excited to bring you guys along. Thanks for coming along for another episode 44 of Happy Chaos. We'll see you all in a week.
Yeah.
Happy Chaos, that's our song. Loud and wild, but where we